today? Well, today we're going to make something a little bit special. We'll get started on it. We are going to make a baked apple bourbon. I just thought that sounded delicious. So you might ask, what is a baked apple bourbon? Well, a baked apple bourbon is, it's going to be a bourbon. I'm going to make a bourbon mash, and then in the fermenter, I'm going to add in, how many pounds of, it's like almost 8 pounds of mixed apples into the fermenter that's been baked in the oven with cinnamon, sugar, and baked till they are just delicious. Okay, and then what we will do, we'll add them into, like I said, into the fermenter with our standard bourbon mash. We'll ferment that out, and when the distillation comes, we'll add some more apples flavor. Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself, so we'll save that to the distillation part. I got a neat tool I just got. Well, I've had it for a little while, just haven't used it yet. But it ought to be interesting to see on the distillation side. All right, so I guess the first thing I want to say is, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is the channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Hey, let me get this homework out of the way. If you haven't got a chance yet and you like this stuff, please hit that subscribe button down there. Give us that thumbs up if you like it. Leave a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Oh yeah, give us a thumbs up. That's a big one. And share us with your friends. Okay? Great deal. All right, let's get on with the mash. I got all my grains weighed out. We got 13 pounds of yellow dent corn. We got 5.5 pounds of, there it is, of two-row barley. We got 2 pounds of flaked rye. Why did I use flaked rye? Just because I had it. I want to use it up. I think it's going to be tasty. And then we have 2 pounds of white wheat just to add some smoothness. And by the time we're said and done, we'll end up using 10 pounds of apples. I do have some water heating up in the pot. And what I want to do is I want to get that to boiling, and then I'll add that in here with my corn to cook the corn. Okay, so what I got next is I showed you my weighed out grains. Let's get to grinding the corn, milling out the other grains, and then we'll get ready to move on. And it's going to be a hot one today. Okay, we'll see you back in a little bit. So what's next? Next is we need to cook our corn. I already ground my corn and I milled my grains. And you make sure you keep them separate because we want to cook our corn first. So I got some boiling water in my brew pot. I'm gonna pump some over into my mash tun. And what I will do is once I get a little bit of water in, I'll start mixing this corn in, make sure it's good and stirred up. And I do have a basket in my mash tun. I'll start mixing it and make sure, I want it all wet. I want it all to, I don't want no dry spots, clumps up, whatever you want to call it. Because if it ain't wet, it ain't going to cook. Them hoses are hot. Just stir, stir, stir. I'd move the camera over, but you wouldn't be able to see nothing. It'd fog it all up. got me 3 or 4 gallons pumped in there, and I'm gonna mix some more in. I got a few clumps. And I'll tell you, once it starts cooking, it will get thick. So what I'll do, and we'll get to that point. Like corn porridge. That's hot. Hot stuff. All right, that's all the corn in. I'll tell you, corn is some difficult to work with, but the two big pluses is it adds such a great taste. Well, that's why I like bourbon so much. It kind of adds, like, even in the finished product, it will taste sweeter. Even though there's no sugar, but it will taste sweeter. And plus, it's very economical in my area. Okay, I got all the corn stirred in. This is a 10-gallon pot, and it will be maxed out in quantity and grain wise. Kind of need a bigger pot, but I don't think I want the cost. Okay. All right, that's all stirred in. One thing I want to double check is I want to see what the temperature is now, because I know the temperature went down. See, it's at 176. Okay, well, I think I'll just add a little more hot water, and then I'll be happy with that. And I can go and add in a little bit of the high temperature enzyme, and that will help. That will really help thin the mix up. High temperature enzyme is almost a must with corn. I mean, it's trying to thicken up already. See that? And the liquid that's in there is getting kind of thick. So what I'll do is I'm going to just add the high temperature enzyme now. High temperature enzyme is good for 190 degrees, so it'll be fine in here. That corn will cook. It calls for 2 teaspoons per 5 gallons. So there's a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. If you put a little bit too much in, it is not going to hurt it. Won't hurt it one bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a cover on it, or stick the lid on this. I'm gonna stick a lid on this, and let's give it an hour and a half. All right, so we'll see you in, well, let me give that in about an hour. I'll be back in an hour. So it's been 1 hour. Oh, yes. I mean, it's nice and thin, a lot of liquid. So I think that corn, and you'll notice the corn, you see a lot of the shell. So I think that's going to be good. All right, so what we want to do now is I want to mix in all my, first I want to tap my temperature. All right, it's at 165, 167. Okay, so by the time I start adding in the other grain, that temperature should come on down to in the 150 range, and that'd be beautiful. All right, so let me start adding in some of this, all the other grains. And if I have to add in some more water, I will. Ooh, this is going to push it. It is going to be pushed to the max. Push to the max. I have to say, bourbon is one of my most favorite. And this will help thin it up even more. Convert all those starches over into sugars. Might have to add a little more water to it. I think I will. Okay, so I did do my recirculation. So I am ready to shut the heat off. All right, and I still got the pump running. So what I want to do is I want to try to shut the valve off on the, and sort of let it suck in air. Okay. All right, so now what it is, it's going to be time, I want to sparge this out. Okay, so let's sparge this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let that run out, and then I'll shut the valve off, and I'll put some cool water over top of the grains, and we'll do it again. So let's let that sparge out for a little bit. right, so we'll do is, like I said, let that, when that stops running, I'll shut the valve, I'll put some cool water in there and wash them grains out until we collect about 6 gallons of a mash. Okay, so what we did is we quartered all the apples, a little bit of cinnamon and brown sugar, and then we baked them in the oven until they are tender. The smell is fantastic. So these are our baked apples. This is our first edition of baked apples into this recipe. And I just want to mash them up a little bit to smaller pieces, just so that we can get all the flavor we can out of them. And these are going to go into the fermenter, and we're going to let it ferment on these apples. All right. I guess I could put these in a blender, but I'm going to kind of do it like this. Oh, it smells so good. All right, and that's how I'm going to leave it, just like that. Okay, so next we got our apples. I'm gonna put them right in the mash. Add a little bit extra sugar, a little bit of cinnamon. I gotta taste one. Delicious. Okay. So let's see what our starting gravity is. And we are looking at, ooh, I like that, 1.090. Maybe just 1 point less, 1.088 or 89. I'm happy with that. I am real happy with that. All right, so what do we do next? Well, next thing we need to do is we need to check our temperature. I'll be willing to bet it's still a little bit warm. Yeah, 130 degrees. Okay, so what I will do, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Okay, so what I'll do next is I'm going to put a lid on that, put it in the fermentation room, let it cool down. Okay, it's a little bit hot yet. I want it to get below 90 degrees. Probably later on this evening, I'll come out and check it. If it's below, I'll add daddy's yeast and then let it ferment for, I don't know, 7 days, maybe, you know. Sometimes things have been going a little bit faster, so it could be a little less than 7 days. But you always, 7 to 10 days is your rule of thumb, okay? And what we'll do then is we will distill that out. Then I got one more thing that I'm going to do to add a little bit more apple flavor to it. But you got to come back on the following video and check out and see what we're going to do. It's an experiment. It's never done before. So we're going to try it out and see what happens. All right, but that'll be in the distillation video. All right, I think all I got now to do is get cleaned up, that's always the fun part, right? But it is what it is. So I guess the last thing I got to say is, hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers all.